Hi everybody, it's Rose from Cold Creek Dog Training. Thanks for checking in about our Find Focus First program. It's really the greatest way to get your dog's attention naturally, even if you're not a squirrel. But anyway, I'm excited to tell you about it because it's a concept that's not really taught in professional dog training. And the concept itself is really simple. It works with dogs of all ages and all breeds. It works for all kinds of people of all ages. And the concept is really simple. It capitalizes on the dog's natural desire for food, and the dog needs food to survive. So what we're gonna do is connect with that concept. And when your dog chooses you on his own without paying attention to everything else going on around him, you're gonna mark and reward that by saying good boy or yes. And that marker is very similar to clicker training, and we're going to use that as you progress through other types of training as well. And the dog will associate that marker with the food that it received, and it's going to like it, and it's going to do the behavior more and more. So the thing that's really, really different about the Find Focus First is that the dog is going to choose you on his own. And this means that you're not going to tell him watch or look or any of those commands that you taught him. And those are great commands. They're fine. They have a purpose in other places. But those are obedience commands. You're actually telling the dog what to do. So by having the dog choose you on his own naturally without you prompting him or bribing him or waving food under his nose, he's going to start to pay attention to you more and more on his own. And he's going to get rewarded when you mark and say good boy and give him the piece of food in conjunction with that. So this program has worked for thousands of dogs that I've worked with over the years. I've been training dogs professionally through search and rescue for over 30 years. And that's a really long time. So I've worked with a lot of dogs, and I started out with working dogs who have a higher degree of focus and intensity in that. And when I shifted into pet dog training, I felt like, gosh, these dogs weren't paying attention. So what I did was I took the concepts that we used in the working dog world to get the dog to pay attention to us and want to work to create that for pet dog owners so that the pet dog owners could have dogs who paid attention to them. So we did it using food. And this program is really special because, like I said, you are going to reward him when he chooses you on his own. So you have to use really high value food like hot dogs or cheese. The dog has to be really hungry. And we start in places that are really simple and quiet and, fairly relaxed without a lot of distractions. And then you gradually build up this skill of being able to pay attention as you get around things that are really higher distractions, like other dogs or people, or even those squirrels that cause everybody lots of trouble. So, check out the information that we provide below when you sign up for this program. It's a small program. It's about 2 hours to go through the whole thing, top to bottom. And the videos are really easy to read and easy to follow. They're not long. They're not going to be boring. And it's going to be something that you'll really enjoy going through the process of. And this is something that's actually a life skill that you're going to do with your dog, so that every time you're going to work with him or do something with him, or you're going to take him out and let him run off leash in a field or something like that, you're going to actually get this connection with him. This Find Focus First is the first thing you do before you do any other training or any other skills. So it's really important to start to think about this as an everyday life concept. So you're never going to have to go out and train it, 3 times a day and practice what you need to work through. You're going to actually just live it. So when you take him outside to go for a walk, you're going to have your treats on you. You're not going to be waving them under his nose and be like bribing him, but you're going to have them on you so that you can mark and reward those moments where he chooses you. So the program has a couple different segments to it, which I'll tell you about really quickly, or you can scroll down through the dialogue here and you can read about it. There's an introduction video to the theory of how the concept works and why it works and so on. And then we'll take you through the steps of how to do it and all the different nuances of it. We also have a troubleshooting spot, so if you get stuck and you don't know what to do, there's places to work through some common issues that people have. And that's usually just that they go too far too fast. I have this expression, you can't throw them into the deep end of the pool and hope that they'll swim. You really have to teach them the skills, and then they're going to do really well with it. We have demonstration videos that show a dog going through the process of this from start to finish. a dog who I've never worked with before. He's in my home, and we're taking him through the steps of how to pay attention out into the yard where there's more distractions and stuff like that. We also give a checklist, which is really nice, so that you can kind of go through, homework checklist of, how to mark off what your distractions were, how you progressed, and all those things, so that you can kind of see how you're doing with it. But the best thing that I really like is that video that shows the demonstration of the dog actually doing it. There's nothing better than getting your hands on it and going out and doing it. And this is a really simple process. We'll take you through a few steps, building up through the different distractions of how to build up, higher focus in the dog and stuff like that. And depends on the dog, every dog's different, of course, but most dogs can go through this program in kind of like one session, building from in the house to outside where there's more distractions. Some dogs who have really low food drive, you have to spend some time developing some desire for food, and that makes them, means making them get a little bit hungrier before you try to work with them, making sure that the treats that they have are super special, that they don't have food out on the ground to graze around on and eat whenever they feel like it. All those little things can help, and we talk about all those as we go along too. So those are some of the nuances of it and kind of how it works. All you really have to do is click buy now or one of those little portal buttons, and it will take you to checkout. You can go through the process. You can use PayPal, which we love. PayPal is so secure. We also have a secure encrypted service that we use through Teachable on here, which is really nice. And the other thing that's really important is we guarantee the program. On any of the programs that you purchase through Teachable are guaranteed. So we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee on it, so you're not going to lose anything and give it a try. We hope that it'll really change your life with your dog, and we know that it will. All you really have to do is apply it and do it. There's no special things that you need. There's no special items you have to buy. Everything you have, you pretty much have at home. And you just need your high value food, which would be something like hot dogs or, like I said, cheese or something along that line that's really special. Maybe some of the dog food bologna products that you could slice. Those are also really good to do. So there's no need to be, really frustrated by your dog who doesn't pay attention. It's the number one thing that professionals and pet dog owners alike anywhere in the world deal with. And I promise you this, I've worked with dogs my entire life. If you read down on my bio, I've done urban search and rescue specifically for over 22 years now. I've done search and rescue since literally the 1980s, which is awful to say, but that's from before the days of cell phones and GPSs, when we actually got out paper maps and figured out where to go at night to try to find people. But so I've been doing this a long time, and I can really assure you that I struggle with attention with my dogs, and this is the first thing I do from puppy up. And I feel like I have some of the most focused dogs that are really great for the work that they do. And we find people who are buried in rubble situations, like the bombings of 9/11 and hurricanes like Katrina and Dorian and things like that. So these are dogs that are working in some of the most highly distracted environments in the world, and they are paying attention and they're staying on task and they're doing their jobs. And that's where this concept came from when I started pet dog training with dogs, who are just like your family dog at home. And my dogs are my family dogs too, so I get it. Dogs are dogs and they have their own natural tendencies. But being able to call their name and have them actually look at you and kind of not give you the paw when you really need their attention, that's really special. We have a lot of people who have just some wonderful reviews and testimonials that they've done for us over the years. You can check all those out as well. We have just a few of them posted on the information page here. So we hope you'll enjoy looking at that. And this program's really designed for all kinds of dog people out there. Pet dog owners, just like you, people like me, pet dog owners, people who are high-level working professionals who are out there with, different types of high-level service dogs, police dogs, canines, drug dogs that really have to stay on task and kind of keep their head in the game. They can't just get distracted by the environment around them. So instead of teaching it the old-fashioned way through obedience and telling the dog what to do, this natural way of letting the dog choose you is huge. It's like the biggest number one thing that our clients say has made a change for them. And that's this idea of find focus first. It's kind of it's our trademark program. We have done it for years. I developed it a long time ago when I first started working with pet dog owners, and it's going to work for little puppies. It's great because little puppies are like sponges. Their neural pathways have not been formed, and they're easier to work with in that way. They have short attention spans, so it's a super easy process. We've had dogs go through this program, our challenging dog program, which is for specifically aggression and reactivity. The first thing we always teach in the program is, for anything we do, is this concept of how to get attention. And once this starts to happen, you'll see all these things start to disappear, and you'll be able to get better obedience, more reliable obedience, and things like that. So it's really great for people who are out there doing like agility and dock diving and all those places where all of a sudden there's crowds and there's lots of things going on. So those things are all really important to consider. This is a lifetime access program, so anytime we go in and we upgrade the videos or we do anything else special, you're always still going to have the same access to it with no extra cost. And people often ask, one of our most frequently asked questions is, will this program help if my dog's aggressive or reactive? And it will help with any type of dog, with dogs that are fearful or anxious or anything, because you're getting them to relax and pay attention to you and not worry about the world around them and what's going on with that. So it does help. It's not an aggression program. It's not a program designed to, have your dog not fight with other dogs or bite other people or anything like that. We have other programs for that. But this ingredient of Find Focus First is the first, I should say, major component to that program and to anything that we teach. So it's super special, and the reason that I can say that, and I'm so fully vested in the concept of this, is because I know it works. It's worked for so many people over the years, thousands of people that we've worked with in clients over the years. My own personal dogs that work at a high level of disaster search and rescue and stuff like that are amazing with being focused and stuff. And they don't run around staring at me 24/7. It's not that type of a training, but the idea is that when you need it and you need to ask them, they will be there for you. They will come to you. My best recall story ever in my life as a dog owner, as a person who at the time wasn't paying attention to their dogs, was I had 4 of my working line German Shepherds chase a herd of deer in my backfield when I first moved back to Pennsylvania. And it was one of the scariest moments of my life because I had just moved. Their microchips weren't even transferred. They had no collars on. They were just loose in the backfield with me, and I was doing some other stuff, so I wasn't paying attention to them. And that was my number one mistake that I made as a dog owner, because just like you guys, besides being a world class trainer, I'm also a dog owner. So I get busy. I was busy looking for a break in my electric fences so the horses couldn't get out. And I heard the crashing, and I called and I yelled, "Leave it come," from the bottom of someplace deep in my soul. And my 3 oldest dogs peeled right off of a moving herd of deer and came back to me. I was blown away. I was thankful. I was shocked. I resolved to have better dog owner skills so that I always pay attention to them, just like the small children that they are, small fur children. And my youngest one I had to call several times. It took a little bit longer for her to come back, but she never actually left my sight, which is pretty impressive. And like I said, this wasn't just one deer that they jumped, it was a whole herd. So if it can work in a situation like that with dogs of that kind of high prey drive, it can absolutely work to get your dog's attention when you need it in the yard or any of those things. So we'll take you through all the steps of how it works. It's actually a super simple process. This is going to be probably the longest video you watch. If you've watched it to the end, kudos to you. I hope that it explained a little bit about it, and I hope it made you super interested to want to partake in it and purchase it without having any risk to you, and that it will really be something that will change your life, and we know that it will. All you have to do is apply it and do it, and it's so simple. It's one of the easiest things you'll ever do. You're going to step back and go, how can it possibly be this easy? And it really is. Letting the dog choose you is key to the process. And how does that happen? How does he choose you? You make yourself interesting. The dog knows through cues that you have food on you, but you're not waving it at him. And when he chooses you and you mark it, good boy or yes, he's going to choose you more and more often, and you'll see the progress of it. It's pretty amazing. And like I said, it's our trademark program. We're so proud of it, and we're so pleased to be able to bring it to you virtually. It's a different world that we're in now. You're tired of hearing that, we all are, but it is really nice for us to be able to make this program available to people everywhere. Not everybody has, you know, the time or the money to travel into us for training or to send their dog to us for board and train, and we can only accommodate so many dogs. So this way, this concept can get out there to everybody. So we're really pleased that you're looking at it. We hope that you click in and buy it, and drop your comments below, and we'll see you in some of the next videos. Good luck and enjoy your dog, and always find focus first.